Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to talk to you about lead magnets, what they are, why we need them, and some ideas about what you might produce as a lead magnet. So for those of you who are unsure about what a lead magnet is, it's basically something that you create that you can give away for free in return for somebody's email. Now we know how important it is to collect emails these days. We have it all the time, people saying, I'll give you this if you give me your email address in return. And often we fall for it, it's something that looks really useful. And you think, yes, I'll definitely give my email address away if it means I can get hold of that, whatever it is. The aim with any freebie is to get it in front of your audience, send them the freebie once they've signed up, and then keep them interested in what you do by sending follow-up emails. It's such a massively powerful way to market your business and what you do and what you offer, and the very best way to turn people into paying clients. Once you've got people on your email list and you're sending them emails with offers on, with value, with what services you're selling at that time, you're basically putting all of that in front of people who have already shown an interest in what you do. They wouldn't have given you their email address if they wasn't certain that what you do could help them. And by regularly sending emails, you're deepening that relationship with the people that have signed up. You are giving them value. You're letting them see what you're about. You're letting them see what your values are. It really is good for relationship developing. Now, as business owners, our priority should always be to build our email list. Yes, we all have LinkedIn profiles and social media accounts, but an email list is something you own. You've collected those emails and they belong to you until somebody unsubscribes. If you're on just social media or just LinkedIn, you never know when things are going to change and maybe social media won't be there anymore, or they change the algorithm again and you're not getting anything seen. You just never really know what's going to happen with social media. So by having an email list, it doesn't matter what else is happening elsewhere. You've always got people to talk to. So you can see that the bigger your list, the better it is. So my question is, I guess, do you have a lead magnet, or do you have more than one lead magnet, which is even better? And if not, what is it that's stopping you? It'd be really useful for you to go away and think to yourself, this is such a powerful tool. Why am I not harnessing it? Just think about that. Is it something in your mind about not understanding the technology, or you think perhaps you don't know what to say to people? What is it that's stopping you doing this? Because you wouldn't regret it if you get it started. If you've got an idea for a lead magnet but you're not really sure whether it's going to work, what you can do is set up a waiting list. So you tell people what's coming, ask them to sign up to be on the waiting list, and that you'll be sending it in due course, and see what interest you get. If you literally get nobody signing up to that, then you know it's not really going to work for you, so you might want to move on to something else. And that can be a really good way to test the waters. Just get people interested, excited, and see if they'll sign up to a waiting list so that they get the thing when it's ready. Now you may be asking yourself, but what would I do as a freebie? What would I do as a lead magnet? Well, there's two things to consider here. One is, what does your audience want? What do they need? What are they struggling with that you could help them with? And then put that alongside, what do you really want to talk about? Or what do you really want to make a video about? What lights you up? See whether you can marry the two things together. So something that your audience wants or is struggling with, and something that you can produce content around that's going to really light you up, really show your best side, because that's going to get the better results. So if you put those two things together, what do you think works best for your business? Let me give you some ideas of what you could do. It could be a discount code or a free workshop. It could be a printable, a checklist, a video, a piece of audio. Could be a planner, could be top tips. Maybe it's a VIP newsletter where you put things that nobody else gets anywhere else on any of your platforms. It's unique content, and that's the selling point. Now you can see here there are lots of things you can do, but you really have to be into it. So if you enjoy doing video, then do video. If you want to write, then make a checklist or an ebook. Just something that's going to get you through this I can't do it stage. Choose something easy that's going to get you going. Okay, time for a bit of action. I want you to pause this video and just write down what you think might work for you. Think about your business, your ideal clients, what they want from you, and what you want to give and what you'd enjoy giving. What does that look like? Write it down. Now, it can be really simple. Don't make this tricky or difficult for yourself. Yes, there are loads of people out there producing mammoth lead magnets. That doesn't mean to say you have to. If you're just getting going, keep it really simple. Simple doesn't mean not valuable. As long as it's giving something to someone, it's valuable, even if it's just one side of A4. So don't make it too complicated, because I can guarantee you if you do that, you'll never get started. So keep it simple. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to what you do to collect leads once you've got your lead magnet. So you've created it, now you need to get people signing up for it. Well, there is a bit of tech to do there. You're going to need a program such as MailChimp or MailerLite or any one of the plenty that are available out there. But some of them, like the ones I've just mentioned, are free for a limited amount of data collection. Others you have to pay for, so you just need to pick one that's going to work for you. And if you're struggling, get somebody who knows, maybe a technical VA to help you with that. And then it's just a case of hooking up the freebie with that platform that you've chosen, that program that you've chosen, and having a sequence of newsletters that once somebody signs up to that freebie, they get automatically. So first one might be a thank you, here's your freebie. Then there might be another couple where you're just nurturing them, making them feel good. Now, I know I've probably scared you there because that sounds really complicated. And it can be a little bit daunting, I'm not going to lie. I found it that way when I first started. But I muddled through, I watched lots of videos, I did it step by step, and I managed it without any hitch. So I'm sure you can do it. You just need to put your mind to it. But saying that, if I had my time again, I would get somebody else to do it. It's just such a time saver. You can get it going and then learn how to do it for the next time if you feel like you want to. But so many people let the tech hold them up that they never get their lead magnet published. And that's such a shame. So if that sounds like you, if you're going to use the tech as an excuse to not get it done, get a VA, don't have to pay a lot, and get them to do it for you. There's plenty of people out there who will do that. And it just isn't worth fighting with if it's going to put you off doing it. So that's my top tip for today. Get somebody else to do it if you can. Now, once you've got all that hooked up, you're going to need a marketing strategy. And also you need to make space for what happens next in your diary. Because once people start signing up for your lead magnet, you've got their email addresses. Obviously, the next step is to start using those email addresses by sending them a newsletter whenever you decide, really. Some people do them every week, some people do them every 2 weeks, some people every month, some people every day. Decide on a schedule that's good for you, something that you can achieve that's going to be regular enough that your audience aren't forgetting you in the in-between times. Now, social media is a great place to share the link to your freebie, and share this much more than you feel comfortable with. If you want to share it once every now and then, you're not going to get many people signed up. You just need to keep going at it. It is a marketing strategy after all, and marketing strategies are all about communicating with people and communicating regularly. Now, when you share on social media, write a post to go with the link. So don't just put the link out there. Write a post and make that valuable too. So give some top tips or some advice or an opinion, whatever feels good for you. And then you can say in that post, if you want more value, then I've got this great freebie which is going to offer you X, Y, and Z and help you X, Y, and Z. And here's the link to sign up for it. So make them realise that this is going to be really valuable for them and how it's going to be really valuable for them. And that's going to make them want to sign up more. Now, once you start collecting emails, obviously you need to start sending something out, and that's usually an e-newsletter. What I would say is make some space in the diary for this, to actually write it and send it. Again, there's a little bit of tech involved there, because you send it through the platform I spoke about earlier, MailChimp or MailerLite or one of the others that you might have chosen. But again, a VA can help you with that if need be, or a buddy. Anybody else has done it before, you can help you with that. So don't let that put you off either. But the reason you need to make space for it is because once you've started, you don't want to stop. If you've decided you're going to send an e-newsletter once a week, then send it once a week. It's like anything else with marketing, consistency is key, without a doubt. The more regular you can send an e-newsletter, the better. Some people do once a week, some do once every couple of weeks. Some people are now doing 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes daily. And the reason it's better to send out slightly more often is because once a week might feel all right when you're just sending out value and you're chatting to your subscribers. But when it actually comes to wanting to sell them something, if you're only sending an e-newsletter once every week or once every 2 weeks, you don't have a lot of opportunity in a launch period to send out messages about it, whatever it is that you're selling, if you're only sending out once a week. So let me give you an example of that. If your launch window from start to finish for a course, for instance, or a membership site, you try to get people onto it or into it, is only 3 weeks. If you only send your e-newsletter out once a week, that's only 3 occasions that you will get a chance to talk to your audience about whatever it is you're selling. If you send out an e-newsletter twice a week, you get 6 attempts at it. 3 times a week, 9 attempts at it. So you can see where I'm going with it there. So just think about that. How often is going to be enough for what you want to achieve? And once you've decided on that, stick with it. So other ways to get your freebie out is by using Pinterest, which is a fantastically powerful search engine. If you're not on Pinterest at the moment, then don't panic, you don't need to use it. If you are on Pinterest, then do use it. Share the link to your freebie on Pinterest too, because people will be searching for whatever it is that you're offering, and there's every chance they'll land on it, and that's just absolutely amazing. It does convert really well, Pinterest. You can use Instagram, obviously. You can talk about it on your grid and put the link in your bio, so that although you can't have a link in your posts on the grid, you can say link in bio, and they can nip over to your bio and grab it from there, which is also very powerful. Obviously, you can put it all over Insta stories over and over again. Insta stories disappear after 24 hours, so you can just bombard that with messages. You can do one message that isn't about your freebie, one message that is, and just keep going like that, and they all just disappear eventually. So you're not bombarding people. People love Insta stories. Just make them engaging, fun, and just get the message out. Again, you can put a link in bio and get them to head over there and click on the link. You could write a blog post about your freebie if you're doing blogs, and any other blog that you do, you could put call to action on the end so that people can click through to your freebie. If you've got a Facebook group, you can talk about it in there. Of course, you can leverage other people's audiences too. So if you're working with somebody, or if you know somebody, that will allow you to either write them a guest blog, or do a video into a group, or a masterclass, or be on a podcast. Anything really where you're going to get an opportunity to talk about your lead magnets. Obviously, they'd expect you to give them some value. So if you're going to be a guest blog, for instance, you'd have to write a blog post that's going to be good for their audience, give their audience some value. But then at the end of it, you can say, if you want more from me, want more value, then here's the link to download my freebie, and tell them what that is. Now, while you're doing all this, one thing I would say to double check when you're writing posts and writing call to actions is, if you were reading that, if you didn't know what your freebie was and what it was like and the value that it contains, if you were reading that post or that call to action somewhere, would it compel you to give out your email address? Would you read it and think, I really have to have that freebie, so here's my email address? If it doesn't make you feel that way, then you need to rewrite your message. Make it as compelling as you can. You could include graphics, all sorts of things to make it more compelling and more eye-catching. Now, if you've got a website, which you probably have, obviously you can use that as well. You could have it as a banner across every page, the top of every page. You could have a pop-up screen that pops up when people are on there with a link. You could put it on the bottom of every page in a header or a footer, on a side panel, anywhere you can really on your website. Again, if you can't work out how to do that, somebody else will do it for you. Just use your website. It's such a powerful resource, and you'd be missing a trick if you haven't got it on there. And then, of course, you can always do adverts around it as well. So Instagram and Facebook, great places to do advertising, as is Pinterest. You only need to spend a few pounds a day for a short period of time to get the message out to a lot of people. And there are loads of videos out there about how to use Facebook ads, lots of courses, lots of people to help. So if you're not sure how to use them, then get somebody to help you, because what you don't want to be doing is wasting money. They can be massively successful, but only if you're using them correctly. So perhaps if you're new to all of this, make that the last thing you do, work through everything else first, but don't ignore the fact that there is an opportunity to create some adverts and you don't want to miss that, but just get somebody to help you if you're struggling. So there you go, that's Lead Magnets 101 for anybody who's still contemplating creating a lead magnet to gather email addresses, which I highly recommend you do. Of course, if you like what you hear today and you've seen any of my other videos and you like those too, I would love it if you would subscribe. That would mean the world to me. My website address is iamjuliebrown.com. You can head over to that to listen to my podcasts, rewatch these videos, and also read blogs and see what I'm up to. All my contact details are on there if you want to make contact. I'd love to hear from you. Any comments about this video or anything else, just get in touch and I'll get back to you. See you next time.